Charles Leclerc wants to win a world title. He wants a world championship like every driver on the grid does. Otherwise, they wouldn't be racing in Formula One. And the best chance of him doing so is with Ferrari. Now, why is that? Let's break it down. We first talk about the major teams in the sport. Over the last 30 years, Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari have dominated the sport. You look at a couple outliers, Renault, who took a couple of years, Braun GP with Jenson Button. Apart from that, these teams have been the one to win again and again and again. And history repeats itself. For Charles Leclerc to leave Ferrari, he would have to take a gamble. He would have to put his trust and faith into a team which hasn't quite established their legs yet in the sport. Aston Martin are still fresh, they're still new here. They're still developing and infrastructure and developing their team. And that comes with a burden, that comes with a risk. And for Charles to take that risk, it doesn't seem very logical, especially the type of guy Charles is. He's a very laid back. He likes things to be stable. He likes stability. He likes a guarantee, and he likes to know what he's getting himself into. Not to mention, Charles has been with the Ferrari guys since 2016. He replaced Kimi Räikkönen in 2019. This is his family, you know? When you think about it, Ferrari is the reason he's in Formula One. Ferrari is the reason he's got the name he's got. It's how he's got so big and amassed such a great following, you know? Everyone loves Charles. And look, of course, his luck is quite horrific. I mean, let's be honest. He's had a DNS, DNF, and a DSQ all from pole. I mean, it's pretty crazy. But don't let that take away from the fact that he is the best driver for Ferrari that they've had in many years. You saw that in his first year in 2019. He made a great step. In his first opening year, he was able to go toe-to-toe and beat Sebastian Vettel. I think you have to be honest with yourselves. Why would he want to leave Ferrari? Now look, many people have said that Ferrari, you know, suboptimal strategy, suboptimal, and look, it's true. You know, Ferrari have slacked down on some of these aspects, but let's not act like Ferrari are still not one of the best and most capable teams in Formula One. Let's not forget they have the most world championships in Formula One. Let's not forget they have the most astounding, the most known, the most noticeable name in Formula One, and probably the most profitable organization in Formula One. When you put all of these pieces together, there's no reason for Charles to leave. I mean, sure, they're currently in a bit of a rough patch, but they've got out of it before. It was just last year where they were able to bring a title contending machinery. You look at the start of 2022 in Bahrain, Ferrari absolutely had a chance at that title. They just slipped away in the development race. Red Bull were able to outdevelop them throughout the season and get Verstappen to win the championship. But unfortunately, as the season progressed, Leclerc started to lose. He started to lose the car. The car wasn't as consistent. The tyre wear was simply too significant. And unfortunately, he couldn't get what he needed to out of the car. It's too early for Charles to just ditch them because he's had one bad year. Especially the type of guy Charles is. He's got faith in all his team members. He's been with them for so many years. Fred Vasseur now joined in as team principal at the start of this year. He's got a great relationship with Charles. They've talked about it on numerous occasions. We know what this team is about. They're developing, they're improving. They're trying to get back at that level where we know they are, where they've dominated with Michael Schumacher. And Charles knows he just needs to be patient. Because at the end of the day, we can talk about this and how bad and unlucky Charles is, which is very true. But where else is he going to go? I mean, Mercedes? Lewis Hamilton is still pumping in P3s like the guy's not pushing 40. I mean, it's incredible what he's doing. And George Russell, that's their man at the moment. So Mercedes is looking like it's off the table. And then you go to Red Bull. Red Bull, they won't take him. I mean, Verstappen and Leclerc, as much as I would love to see that would be fireworks, mate. And as entertaining as it would be, it doesn't make sense in the team dynamics, you know. Peter Winsor said it on many occasions, you know, Verstappen doesn't need someone to threaten him, as that's only going to cause, you know, internal conflicts within the team. They're not going to do that. They want a Ricciardo, a Perez. That's exactly what they need. And then there's nowhere else for Charles to go. Where would Charles want to go? If he's going to leave Ferrari, the biggest organization in the sport, he's going to have to go somewhere where he at least feels he's got a better chance. And there's nowhere on the grid at the moment where you can say that. Aston Martin, forget it. Sure, they have made incredible developments, especially into the start of this year, but come on, bro. You look at how inconsistent and how up and down they've been. Leaving Ferrari for that, I wouldn't do it. I mean, even if you ask Max or Lewis, To win a championship is one thing. To win a championship with Ferrari, you know, that's something every driver dreams of, you know. And Charles is not willing to throw that away, especially from his background. He's came up, he's loved Ferrari his whole life, you know, to get the opportunity. They gave him the legs, the opportunity to come into Formula One, and he wouldn't throw that away, especially when he knows a bit of patience can give him the opportunity at a world title. Let's not forget, Ferrari are absolutely capable of building a winning machinery. You look at what they've achieved so far in their career. There's been times where they've been off the pace a bit and they've come back the next year to fight. Even when Lewis was dominating, you look at 2018, you look at 2016, there was times with Sebastian Vettel in that Ferrari, they were able to bring it to him. And now, with the improvement and the change in regulations making things closer, Ferrari can absolutely bring it to Red Bull. And I think Charles knows that. There's been some talk on Twitter, some speculation going on that Charles is currently actually in negotiations with Ferrari on extending his contract. And of course, that would be in Ferrari's best interest, but it would also be in Charles. Charles is not going to leave Ferrari for a gamble. And if you look at the grid at the moment, there's no viable option. Aston Martin is too big of a gamble. And Mercedes haven't got any spaces. McLaren are full up. Red Bull, there's nothing there for him. So he hasn't really got a choice. Ferrari is the best opportunity for him. And I'm sure he doesn't want to leave anyway. Like I said, for him to win one world title with Ferrari is probably equivalent to winning 2 or 3 with any other team. If you ask Charles whether he wants to win 1 title with Ferrari or 2 with another team, I'm sure he'd go for 1 with Ferrari. Because at the end of the day, Ferrari has just, it's got that much meaning to him. And coming from where he's come from, the way Ferrari helped him out in his career, I'm sure he wants nothing more than to win with them, with the same guys that he's been with. And that's just how that goes. For Charles, he wants the best chance to win a world title in 25, in 2024, in 2025, and 2026. And the best chance of that happening is with Ferrari. With the options he's got available, with the cars he's got available, Ferrari's definitely the best option. Fred Vasseur's only been in the team for 7 months, 8 months, and he's still only now starting to really make significant changes to the team. It takes a while for changes to be made. It's not an overnight thing. It takes multiple years. And I think you're starting to see the benefits of that. You saw in Singapore the way the strategy team is starting to pave differently. They're starting to make different choices and they're starting to consult the team more, and the trust is starting to improve. Sure, Charles is still, hesitant on the radio, but at the end of the day, they are improving as a team. And if there's one team who I know can bounce back, it's absolutely Ferrari. Let's not forget in 2021, Ferrari was a midfield team. They were there with McLaren, fighting with Lando Norris for best of the rest. And then they came back in 2022 with a title contending car. It's the same thing this year. 2023, they're fighting for best of the rest. In 2024, we know what Ferrari are capable of. They can absolutely come back. And I think that's exactly what Charles needs. And that's why Charles is not going to leave Ferrari. If you guys like the video, you know what to do, man. And let me know in the comments if you guys got any other different opinions. I'd love to hear it. And yeah, man, that's me out here, man. Gang.